Welcome, everyone, to the Playotic Podcast. I'm Mick, and alongside me is my good buddy, Sumner. How are you, my friend?
Hello, I'm doing well. I feel like we just did this. This week has completely flown by.
No, I concur with that. Absolutely. It does feel like this week just has flown by. The fact that it's Wednesday evening already,
Yeah.
insane. But it's one of my favorite parts of my week,
Mhm.
which is doing the podcast with you. So very
Ah,
excited.
yeah. Man, it's fun. Like on the other side of the podcast, of course, for our listeners, we play D&D on Twitch, and I DM on Mondays. And I was actually writing and trying to make a Tailspire world,
Smile.
which is like a 3D rendering of like all the tokens, and you can import your Hero Forged minis and stuff like that. It's really
It's excellent.
cool. I finally learned how to like use it. It's really user friendly. Highly recommend. This is not sponsored at all, but I just wanted to just endorse it myself because it really is an awesome D&D tool.
Well, I do want to put, it's not a sponsor thing. However, Tailspire was good enough to give us some free keys.
That's
that
right.
we have since given away for giveaways. We still have some more, so we can do some more of that stuff
Yeah.
in the future. But so not sponsored, however, because we
do
use
know
their
them.
product.
Yeah.
We do know them, and they're great, and they were kind enough to provide us with some free keys.
Yeah,
Granted,
yeah.
we one of the Playotic members did pay for the initial Tailspires and everything, but
Yeah.
so it was. But anyway, yeah, you were saying
Terms and conditions with Mick Arcade.
do apply, always apply. But no, I'm glad you like it. It is such a cool,
It's
such a cool thing.
It's really cool. There's been a lot of like people that tried to make a good D&D tool. People have been using Roll20 for a long time, and Roll20 gets the job done. It's awesome. But it's as far as like if you're trying to get new players in, I think Roll20 is a bit convoluted. You want
I
that
can agree with
mega
that.
user-friendly stuff. You want that you want that accessibility. You want the aesthetic. You kind of want the big shiny. You want someone to jangle keys in front of you. You don't want someone to give you a manual. So
No, I agree with that.
and
that
it works
that does
perfectly for it.
that does pose an interesting question, I think. Obviously the world is vastly different now than it was before the pandemic, particularly as that applies to D&D. Do you think or see more of a shift to things like this where there are less in-person tables? And of course, I'm not necessarily saying people are going to stream on Twitch, but just more of a movement towards things like Tailspire or Roll20 as just kind of being the standard for D&D, as opposed to 6 people come over to the house and gather around the kitchen table and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, with everything, with every community, we're shifting kind of that way. I don't think you'll ever get rid of the original. I think it'll always be
No.
the best in person because it's more personable. You can't fully replace that. But when it comes to accessibility, you're going to get more heads in the system being that way. So I think it'll be the majority of people. But not to mention, like the hardest thing with D&D is scheduling. So I think that nixes it in the bud.
No, I agree with that 100%. I do think scheduling, particularly as adults, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like the older you get, it seems like the more things you do, even though they're incredibly mundane.
Yeah, I don't have kids. I'm hard to schedule.
You
Like,
are. You are like the busiest person I know.
I couldn't even tell you what I do. It's
No,
just
that's the
always
worst part.
something. Yeah,
I feel like I just spend so much time on my couch just zoned out.
right.
And I'm like, well, I can't do something because I have to dedicate 12 hours a week at minimum to just zoning into another dimension on my couch.
Yeah, I know. I totally know what you mean. And like, I feel like I'm burning the candle at both ends, and I got nothing to show for it.
I don't know.
A bunch of soot.
You hold on. You have nothing to show for it. I want to pump the brakes on that because there is something that I feel like you're going to be able to start showing soon.
Go
on. I know you weren't, but you know how this goes. I'm always going to butter my boy up. You just butter you both sides of the bread. So you are embarking on a new creative journey. I've seen you acquired some tools. Do we want to talk about that, or do we leave that
the
under...
arcade thing?
No, this is the other thing, the new thing.
Oh, the rug making thing.
Yeah, the rug making.
Yeah. Like, which
say.
I tweeted this out the other day.
Which hyperfixation are you talking about?
Me
this
and my
week?
wife started calling my hyperfixations 30-day trials. So,
Dude,
like,
I saw you post that on Twitter, and I legitimately laughed out loud. That got me.
It got me a good giggle, because it's so accurate. It's funny, but and people are like, oh wow, you know how to do so many things. I'm like, no, I know how to do 25 things poorly and then moving on. And that's my entire experience. That's how I have fun though. Like, it sounds like like I get a lot of grief, like, Sumner, just let it pass. I'm like, well, I genuinely have fun with this stuff. Like, I really do. As long as I'm not like overspending or I'm like junking up the house to shit I'm never gonna use again. That's understandable. But like, I'm making an arcade cabinet. I've loved doing woodworking. That's a hyperfixation that just needs a purpose. Video games, I don't need a purpose for that. I like playing games when I can, especially when I have people over. But yeah, rug making. I got a tufting gun.
You've been talking about this actually for a little bit, I think.
Have
like
I?
Off and on, I've heard you mention it a few times, kind of in passing. Particularly, we were having a discussion about, when I was building my studio, we were having a little bit of discussion about like, rugs, because I was looking and you were like, oh, I think it was rugs.com. You were like, great selections, really good stuff. And you mentioned then about you kind of being interested in making your own. You're like, I kind of want to make my own. I think it'd be great. So this isn't the first time that this has popped up.
Yeah,
so.
well, I've been Target. I think they're Target advertising me between on TikTok and Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels. Like, I just get so much rug tufting stuff, and it's like, oh, here's Naruto, here's Jigglypuff, but as a rug. Here's this. Here's a whole. It'll be whatever. Some of them are really artistic, like artists and stuff. Like, they'll make some really cool aesthetic stuff, and I cannot, for the life of me, find a rug that I actually want that's not like Damask online or whatever. Like. They all look the same to me, and I really want something that just kind of like pops. It's like a statement piece, and I want them everywhere. So
no, that makes perfect sense. There is, and good grief, I could have told you the name 2 seconds ago, but now it's gone. There is, damn it, no, I can't remember. But anyway, there's this rug maker, and they make a lot of like kind of classic Capcom themed pieces. So they have like a couple of awesome Marvel versus Capcom 2 rugs. They have like X-Men versus Street Fighter rugs. They are awesome. They're like $300 and not very large, but holy cow, are they super cool. And I'm like, man, if I could justify spending $250 on an 8-inch rug, boy, would I do it.
Dude, that's the thing too. It's also profitable. So if I enjoy doing it, because sometimes like hobbies come with those like really tedious tasks that I like a lot. Like, I don't know if you've ever been into cross stitching or anything like that, but you can do it forever. And just like watch a movie and just kind of focus on it. And even when you mess up, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna undo and just you'll do it over the course of like 8 hours. And it's not like an hourly labor thing. You're just doing it while
you're just doing it because you want to.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, if you got paid per hour to do something like that, it would be like $1,000 a thing. But rugs are expensive. They're holy hell, they're expensive. Like a really big one, like a 6-foot wide one, will be like $500, $600 to $1,000 depending on how complicated it is. And I'm like, the gun costs like $80.
Yeah.
The yarn costs probably about $40-$50. And then make a frame that big, and then the tufting material is about $40. So
it's not bad,
and it's really not. And you can continue to make a bunch of them. Not to mention, I have every gift for the rest of my life planned out. We're good
making people rugs.
My friends are getting textiles until I die.
No,
happy birthday and Christmas.
That. Yes, and Arbor Day. Why not?
Arbor Day. So many tree rugs. Where are you going to put it? Not my problem.
Rugs. Yeah, no, that has nothing to do with me.
Burn it.
Yeah, burn it for all I care.
Be ironic. I don't care. Burn your tree rug so you don't burn a real tree. That's a Playotic message right there.
Yes. No. So I think it's cool because again, like you're not putting yourself in the poorhouse by doing it. You're not hurting yourself or others by doing it. And it's fun. It's funny. I don't
bought a nail gun for the arcade cabinet, and nothing's happened yet. But I'm optimistic.
It is early.
It is early. Yeah.
You could just put your hand right under it and just get it out of the way.
What is
Go
that?
ahead and get that carpentry injury out of the
What's
way.
that magician duo that does that nail gun trick?
Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller. That's the end of that entire point I was gonna make. But Penn and Teller do a magic show with a nail gun, and it's fascinating.
Oh yeah, I actually, it's the Matrix is got us synced up again. I was actually watching. I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole earlier today while working, which was like kind of sleight of hand tricks and like magic tricks and like different experts and magicians talking about it. One of the people that I watched today was Penn Jillette, who was talking about like breaking down like different movie scenes where they do some sort of magic or some sort of trick or something like that. So that's just very strange that, again, we're somehow synced in something that's happened. That's kind of creepy. Were you watching me today?
No, not today. No, okay. I was asleep.
Oh, not today. Okay.
Not today. No, I've been between a lot of different stuff, unfortunately, not at my desk. What?
So not today.
Not today.
That implies that you have watched me in my home at some point.
I have not watched anything today.
No, I don't.
What are you saying?
Like I was inferring that you were like peeking in the window looking at me.
I mean, I might be. I mean, I'm across the fucking country, but maybe.
Maybe
I run fast, but not that fast.
Maybe you're across the country.
Across the country. Yeah, I'm using a VPN for my body.
Yeah, I'm using a VPN, and you actually live on my street.
Yeah.
There's a house that just came up for sale, but it already sold. So
yeah,
and you don't want to move to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my Airbnb.
This took a turn. Anyway, so
Hello.
I don't have ADHD, but I understand what is this face and smile that you're making?
I'm just want to say something?
You want to share with the class?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay. I don't have ADHD. Just putting that out there, but yeah, I've been interested.
No, nothing.
Okay, but I have found myself interested lately in
Focus.
I am focused. I don't have ADHD. I'm good. But I have found myself interested in trying to make like music beats out of like video game music. I think that could be kind of cool. So I understand that pull towards like creative endeavor for sure. But I don't have ADHD. Just so you know, just putting that out there.
Yeah, I think you're baiting me with that, and I'm gonna swim right by it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a beautiful fish with beautiful rainbow
There's
scales.
No baited hook. I don't know what you're referring to. This is.
I see your bait. It's beautiful. It's slimy and long, and it looks like a worm, but I know it's bait.
Nope, it's no bait at all.
No. The fish that swims by it has many holes in its left cheek. I've been baited many times. But alas,
this is true.
The rules of this lake are you have to toss them back. But there's always that risk that they don't. So I'm not going to take it.
Okay. I'm glad that's fair.
I'm a freshwater fish.
What kind of fish?
Like a large tuna. Freshwater tuna? Is that a thing?
I don't think that's a thing.
I'm a freshwater bass.
That's a thing. I don't think freshwater tuna is a thing, though. I don't know.
I'm
not a fisherman. I don't have ADHD, and I'm not a fisherman, so I cannot.
I will say fishing is one fixation I can see myself never getting into. Fishing sounds
it's so
like
much
it
just
sucks.
Sitting around. It's boring.
I feel like fishing is not a hobby. I feel like deep sea fishing, that's a hobby. That's one of those that's one of those rich people hobbies. But like fishing, I feel like the hobby is actually drinking and falling asleep and waiting for a tug, and that's a euphemism. So that. I don't like, we're moving on. So are there any hobbies you can see yourself getting into or like want to get into?
The music making, I've kind of been interested in just because I think that would be really fun, but I don't really know like the entry point of like where one starts, like how one would take like a music from a game and then sample that and like add beats and things like that. I think that would be really cool. One thing that has always intrigued me, but again, I don't know the entry point of is those perler beads, I think you called them.
Oh, parlor beads.
parlor
Or is
beads.
it parlor or perler beads? I forgot.
I have no idea. I call them
I know
the
what you
Sprite
mean.
beads.
The ones that you like melt under the iron. I associate those with like like elementary school crafts,
yeah.
and I always
But
see
I
them
see
like
them
in
at
dealer
cons.
rooms. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I see them there. I have never seen someone buy one.
I've never
but
seen
I've
someone buy
seen
them.
and
I
I've
see them.
often
I'm impressed. I go, wow,
very
that's
cool.
really cool. Buy.
I look, because I look at the price and I go,
$50. No,
not happening.
no, dude.
I appreciate the work, the
I
hustle.
do.
I appreciate
And the thing
it.
is, I've seen. I don't know. They're just not my jam. I appreciate them. I don't know where I'd put them. Where I'd be like, that looks good. I don't.
I have a couple of spots that I'd put them. Yeah. A few places where I'm like, oh, this would be cool, or this would look cool, but
Yeah.
So again, I don't want to buy them. I would maybe make. I don't even want to say I'd make them because I'm not a visual artist. So, like,
hey, they're good for like pixel sprite art.
That's what I would get.
And I'm kind of designing my crane machine while I'm kind of working on my arcade box that kind of matches. And I was kind of thinking like what to put on the back of because I don't want the crane machine to be like just a crane machine. I want it to have like function that is not only specific to me, but as utilitarian. So it's not just a gigantic piece of aesthetic. Because I have limited space in my office. I want it to have a function than just to pick up my own plushies and give them back to me. I paid for them. So so I was thinking like making the back kind of like a display case where it like displays like small little stuff. I almost call it junky stuff like that, but like that type of thing though.
Yeah.
Like even put stickers on it and that type of thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of claw machines are like that anyway.
Yeah.
Like they have those like shelves on the back on the inside, so you can see different. So that would make sense from a design standpoint too. It would work.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so. But yeah, so like those things I'm always like intrigued by, but again, I'm not a visual artist. I mean, I love like 3D printing. That's very cool. I need to do more of it.
You did the 3D modeling yet?
No, it's on my list because I want to make some custom stuff to 3D print. Like I have a cosplay idea that I really like.
What?
So I think I've talked about it before, but so you're familiar with the game Ghost of Tsushima, right?
No, I'm not.
You're aware of the game's existence, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I know nothing about it.
That's fine. You don't need to know anything about it. But
perfect.
I was thinking Gengar of Tsushima. So it was going to make like samurai armor Gengar themed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But
I've seen some Gengar samurai cosplays before. That would be awesome.
So instead of Ghost of Tsushima, it's the Gengar of Tsushima.
I like it.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of cool. So I want to make like weeb. I want to make the mask with like the smile and everything. I think that'd be super, super cool. But yeah, I want to get into 3D modeling. I'm actually, and I got to say this to keep myself honest, I'm in the process of something it's kind of been an evolution because it started on my Twitch channel as one thing. And it kind of went like I thought, but I want to expand on it. So on my Twitch, I used to play PlayStation 1 games like once, twice a week, and I'd call it the PlayStation Legacy because I would go through like some of my favorite PS1 games or, like popular ones or whatever, and I'd play them with the idea of like meeting people and kind of talking about our mutual love for it and stuff like that. So recently I've been thinking about expanding that, and I'm going to do YouTube videos, like 10 to 15 minutes, kind of, I don't want to say like a deep dive into the game, not like a review into the game, but just kind of like encouraging people to educating them about its existence, giving them an idea of what it's about, and encouraging them to play it and form their own opinion. Right. Like that's kind of the goal, like I will talk about some things like, well, here's some pluses, here's some minuses, not really going into like deep spoiler territory for games that are fucking 25 years old. But again, the idea is just to kind of like, hey, it's sort of like reading Rainbow, where he'd be like, but you don't have to take my word for it, because the idea was go read the book that they talked about. And that's kind of my thing is like, play the game, form your own opinion, tell me what you think about it. Like that. So that's something I'm going to start working on. I'm pretty excited about it. It's just a matter of trying to balance all the stuff. That's the biggest thing. I'm like, man, if I could just have somebody pay me like $100,000 a year for me to do all the creative things that I want to do, man, I'd be
I'd be cranking
That's
out
the
content, baby.
yeah, I'd be doing so much stuff.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so it's but yeah, so that's a thing that I'm working on as well. So it's just a matter of like, where do I find all the time? Because I've also got like my personal podcast, which hasn't launched yet, but I have like 4 or 5 episodes of it recorded already.
Yeah.
Need to have you do yours. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, there's a lot of people that I gotta record with, but by the time I get to releasing it, I'm gonna have like fucking 12 in my
repertoire.
folder.
Yeah.
Which is actually, it's kind of preferable, because then I can just put it out and I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to think about it. But it's just a matter of getting to it and doing it. So I do a lot of podcasts. I've learned.
I really love this new studio.
It's great. You did such a good job on it. You really did a good job.
The foreman did a great job.
Oh, that's true. But this was very much your visual baby.
Yeah. He spoke every language but English. It was bananas.
Speaking of babies,
what's up?
There are a lot of reactions and there are a lot of opinions that have floated around lately regarding the newest Marvel show, She-Hulk.
Yeah.
What did you think of the show? We're 1 episode in at this point.
Only 1 episode in, and per the 1 episode tradition, well, actually, no. Ever since the trailer came out, everyone has put their foot in the ground, being like, "No, I hate it."
It's so. Oh boy!
And
what did you think?
I watched it, and it was. I thought it was going to be good, and it was awesome.
I loved it.
It was super fun. I loved it. It wasn't like the goofy type of fun either. It was like good Marvel fun. It wasn't like because the goofy fun gets a little much sometimes. Like the Thor Love and Thunder, which I loved. Awesome movie, but
we
a little goofier than what I typically look
goats,
for.
I think make it.
Yeah. I mean, same for Ragnarok. Very, very goofy. But very fun. But She-Hulk is not like that level of goof. It's not that much of a wrath. And
or a gif or a gaff. Or goof even.
But when you said the babies, I totally know what you mean. Like on Facebook, people are just the main thing I keep seeing is She-Hulk or Jennifer. She states that she can control her anger better because she's been dealing with anger longer because she is a woman and gets catcalled or gets mansplained her own job or her own expertise. And if she acts up or tries to combat it, then she's seen as like aggressive or might even get killed as her last line of dialogue.
My wife was like applauding.
It was
on the
awesome.
It's so spot on.
It's spot on. For anyone who has like a wife or someone who's close to them, that's true. And it was just nice hearing it on such a big platform.
For it to be presented in an open and honest way, she wasn't like bitter about it. She wasn't angry. She wasn't like, she was just stating like, this is how my life is. Like, this is what I deal with just existing. Not like, because I'm a lawyer or because it's like, nope, I'm a woman. This is my life, my dude. Like, And just to clarify, the reason why this relates to babies is because that is what a lot of sad diaper baby men on the internet are acting like. They're acting like children.
Off. Yeah, they're like, I like how they all suddenly become mental health experts. And they're like, Bruce Banner went through so much. He was suicidal, for goodness sake. Like, no one's underplaying Bruce's experience. That's why he handled his anger poorly.
I don't want to call you out, but I saw you fucking shut a dude down on Facebook about. I was like scrolling and I saw you had like this long, like, it just laid it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this. This is so good. And that honestly was the thing that made me go, know what I'm fucking bringing up on the podcast. Like, he's fired up.
And dude, the guy's like response, because it was like textbook misogyny. And I just said, like, he said exactly what I said. The whole, like, he's been through this, he's been through that. I've seen this comment a million times, but I picked on this one in particular. And it was like, I just said what I just said. Their experiences are entirely different. Bruce Banner's experience was different because he was extremely he's gone through a lot, and he was alone. He handled his anger poorly, which is reminiscent of trauma. No one's downplaying Bruce's experience. And not to mention, the show is not called Hulk.
No.
So it's not about Bruce. And she even says our experiences are different. Like, you keep trying to put the literal plot device they use is like the itinerary, the manual he made to be a Hulk, and how it doesn't apply to her.
Yeah.
They are literally not watching the show. Like, it's so funny to watch these guys who can't comprehend things pretend to be mental health experts and be like, can you imagine how Bruce feels when she is putting him down? Dude, the irony is potent and painful.
Yeah. Well, and Bruce calls it out himself in the episode where he's like, is that jealousy? Am I jealous? Is this what I'm feeling?
Yeah.
Because he's upset because again, like, Bruce walked so Jen could run.
Exactly.
And even then, your experiences aren't one-to-one.
Yeah, they're not.
I mean,
and a lot of people are like, bring back the old Hulk too. He was stronger. No.
What?
He literally, because the main thing is, like, he was pushed by the car that she was pushing. Which I can see, but also it's his car. Like, he doesn't want to destroy his own car.
No, that was my thing. I'm like, that is called self-control.
Yeah. And you saw him launch the boulder, like, into orbit.
Into fucking space, yeah.
He's still strong. He actively says, I try not to destroy everything. I have to hold back constantly.
Yeah, the simple fact that, like, he was able to use the Infinity Gauntlet and it didn't kill him shows you how strong he is. Yeah.
There's no pleasing these fucking incels online. There's really none.
No. There really isn't.
No, they're just all what is it? Stink pilled. Isn't there? It doesn't matter.
Black pilled?
Yeah, I think it's black pilled.
It's just it's terrible. I actually got I did something I don't typically do, but I got angry at
boosh.
Yes, baby men make boosh. That's what they do. They make big doo-doos in their pants.
They're referring to the kobold poop scene from last stream.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. The fact that my wife before I
sorry to derail you.
No. You're fine. Have you ever heard boosh used to describe poop?
No, I've never heard boosh. I've only heard it in a mighty sense.
Okay. Yeah. So no, like, my wife and I asked her older sister today, or because we were like, my wife and I have, like, when we were kids, like in elementary school, like, boosh was another word for poop, just as like boo boo was another word for poop in elementary school. And we were like, are we crazy? Did we make this up? We did not make this up. Like, her sister was like, oh yeah, I remember that. I fucking hated when people said that. And we were like, okay, so it's at least just not us two individuals that have shared a brain and created this alternate thing. So
God damn, that's funny.
So there's that. Yeah.
Boosh.
Yeah.
Do we already have a boosh emote? Is that what Nolan made?
We definitely have a boosh emote now.
Oh my god, that took less than a couple hours.
He did a great job on it. So in relation to She-Hulk, though, I did something that I typically don't do, which is I reported this shit when I saw it because it made me so fucking mad. It was a meme, and I went off about it on the Discord because I was amped, my man. Like, I was so angry. Dude. It was a picture of Jen, and it said She-Hulk, and it was like just a picture of like her kind of like head, face, neck, all that kind of stuff. And then below it was an altered picture of Jen, and she had like blue hair and a pierced nose, kind of like you do. Her septum was pierced. She was wearing like thick rimmed glasses, and her face was like obviously like much fatter. Like it was like they added size on her face, and it said Dim Hulk. It said Dim Hulk. I fucking hit the roof. I was like, this is bullshit. This pisses me off so much because I'm like,
that's not funny.
No, it's not fucking funny because it's like, what? Why does this affect you? Like, what? Literally, how somebody identifies? What does it have impact on you? That you're gonna?
Why are you? Yeah. Why do you care so much? Why are you so insecure that you care that much about other people? Like, no one,
because they don't give a fuck about you.
No secure person focuses that much on other people. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's just science.
Yeah. There it is.
I
don't know how to tell you this, but this is a
scientific podcast. Yeah, you need to talk. Yeah. So all these mental health experts need to take their own advice and seek that mental health.
Go to BetterHelp, and today you could start your journey towards healing, and you can tell the therapist where the large green woman hurt you deeply.
And if you don't like your large green woman therapist, you can request another one, and one will be reassigned to you within 24 hours.
It's true.
If you are hulking out, or she hulking out, or they hulking out.
Ooh, I like that one.
I don't know. But why is he not called he Hulk? Isn't that the real discrimination? Yeah, I think we should be fair.
Yeah, he should be him Hulk.
I do think it's funny though, like the moment, because the Mighty Thor, played by Natalie Portman, there's a whole thing where it's like, I'm not she Thor, I'm not Lady Thor, I'm the Mighty Thor. And then all of a sudden She Hulk's like, I'm She Hulk.
It was a little like,
I love the very, very, very slight inconsistencies.
Well, in fairness,
matter
Jen
and don't
was
matter.
made in like 81, and Mighty Thor came out in like 2014.
Oh, that reminds me of the same fucking people that were like, remember when they first teased She-Hulk and people were like, great, now Hulk's not a guy either?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, fucking idiots.
Fucking why every like comic nerd groaned in unison. Like,
no,
famously
that's like right up,
has been a comic since the 80s.
That's like right up there with the people who are like, wait, when did Star Trek become woke? When did the X-Men become woke? And I'm like,
my man,
literally since 1963.
Yeah, they were woke before woke was woke.
Yeah, it's like Xavier
crazy.
is a
word,
representation of it.
Yeah.
I do too. Oh my god, fucking the one that really gets me, and the morons love to use this. Go woke, go broke. I'm like, that is fucking stupid. Like, you sound like an idiot.
Do you ever follow the Reddit?
Did you shit your pants while you said this? I feel like you shit your pants when you said this.
Did you poo-poo your pants? I love when they latch to fucking like really like non-jokes, like Brandon. Wow, God, you're really proud of that one, aren't you?
Like,
you finally have a cohesive thought and joke, and you won't let it go.
Yourself. Yeah.
Have you ever watched? There's a Reddit called The Right Can't Meme, and it is so funny. It's like memes like that are just like memes out of context, really poorly, like really bad jokes like that aren't even objectively funny from any standpoint, but they're really popular among those people, and I think it's hysterical.
It's the ultimate like, okay, grandma, let's get you to bed kind of thing, because it's like you don't even really know what a meme is and you're trying to meme and stuff. Like,
Oh, speaking of right people pissed off, congrats on $10,000 off your student loans.
Thank you. Oh man,
that's awesome.
In fairness, it is 20,000 because my wife gets 10,000 knocked off hers as well. So
that is sick.
Pretty excited. It's not the ultimate, it's not the
I know.
It's not the ultimate solution, but hey, it's something, and something is
a step in the right
better than
direction.
Nothing.
Right. And considering how many massive step backs we've had, we take our W's.
Take our fucking win, man. 10,000, man. That's it. It literally cuts my loan in half.
That's awesome. Congrats, dude.
It's
that's
so
amazing.
cool. I'm pumped. I'm super pumped. Very excited for it.
That's incredible.
So, and excited not just for myself, but for other people who are going to get relief that they badly need.
Yeah.
I have a friend. I have a friend who is like buried under student loan debt, and they don't even work in their field anymore that they got their degree in. Like, they have left that field
so they're just paying
years ago.
I mean, most people, when it's that buried in, they don't even make payments anymore. So like, they just let it sit, because why?
Well, yeah,
why
but it fucks you. It fucks you because they're government loans. They take your taxes, they can garnish your wages, and oftentimes do. So yeah, it's like you cannot declare bankruptcy on student loans that are through the government. You can't pay them off with credit cards. It's
already subsidized.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brutal, but
it's crazy.
Like I said, it's a step. It's a positive step, and I'll take it. I will take that step.
Yeah. Shit, what was I gonna say? I don't know, but congrats. That's really cool. It's like winning the lottery, the government lottery. I remember seeing a bunch of like politicians that are being like, "Oh, this is just a grab for votes," and I'm like, yeah, doing things for the people that vote for you is how you get votes. Isn't that crazy? You should consider that. And I always love the people. I think it was Mitt Romney earlier today that was like, "This is a slap in the face to the working man." I'm like, it is literally helping the working man.
working man.
Do we want to talk about
the man who works.
Do we want to talk about the like unlimited money that was thrown into stock buybacks that disappeared with under 30 minutes? Do we want to talk about that? No, you want to talk about the thing that actually helped people and put money back in the system. That's the part that ruined us. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Although those lovely PPE or PPP, the triple P loans or whatever for like businesses that were bailed out during the pandemic and everything. And it was just like all the millionaires that were like, hey, I'm just going to take this free money. We're fucking scamming the government. Oh yeah, it's fine. Fuck Mitt Romney anyway. He's the dude that was like, if you want to go to college, just borrow the money from your parents. And it's like,
dude, I know that was so fucking funny.
It's like, why did I never think of that?
That's incredible. I have a healthy relationship with my rich parents. Why have I not considered this my Mormon my Mormon leader?
Yes. So on a positive twist, did you happen to see any of the Gamescom stuff that just happened yesterday?
No, I've seen nothing. I knew it happened. I was waiting for it and I heard nothing. What happened?
The coolest game that I saw was Lies of P, which is so it's like Pinocchio. Like it's essentially the story of Pinocchio, but it's a Souls game. So it's like Bloodborne. But you play as Pinocchio and you're trying to find Geppetto and you're fighting like all these crazy like puppets and automatons and stuff like that. Like Jiminy Cricket's with you. He's like in your magic lamp that you use to cast like fire and lightning spells. Right. It looks sick and I'm very excited for it.
That sounds incredible. Wow. There's so many things coming out. I'm like overwhelmed. And like I always feel like I get excited for like one thing. Like, what was the last thing I got excited for? And whatever it was, I don't want to think about it because I'll get upset. But like, I was really excited for it, and then I just never did anything about it. And then I remembered, oh, wait, that already came out like last year. Shit. So like, I haven't had the. I guess I need to focus. I need to sit down.
Well, in fairness to you, the pandemic really messed up a lot of video game releases because there was stuff that was like announced in 2019 and they're like coming, summer of 2020, and then it was pushed back like 3 years because everything went crazy. So and having two family members that work in the game industry, it got crazy.
There's a new Sonic trailer.
Yes, it looks good. It looks really good.
Wow. Fascinating. Okay, I want to be watching that.
Frontiers? Sonic Frontiers or something like that?
I'm so glad they're still making games.
I'd love if they make another Sonic Adventure. I think that would be really cool.
The whole world's been asking for that for about 20 years.
Explain this to me.
Because that game came out like almost 20 years ago.
It was on the Dreamcast. That shows you how long ago it was.
Yeah.
Dreamcast came out in 99 and I think was kind of dead by 01. So
it didn't last long. That's one of the few consoles I actually didn't grow up with at all.
Same. Explain this to me though, before we get out of here. Why is it that Mario can kind of be put in any and every situation possible and it's fun and engaging and people love it? But if you were to take Sonic and put him in identical games, nope, nobody loves it. They're mad at it.
Nah.
They're like, this is an abomination. Why is that? Why is it?
Why he go near instead of woohoo?
Yeah, I don't. It's so weird. Like, why is it that Mario can have success with doing anything and everything, but Sonic doesn't? Boing. I don't understand it.
Boing. Gring. Those
the
are sounds from the game.
Answer my question. Yes. This.
Can you imagine being roommates with me? I would drive you crazy on day 3.
I'm pretty sure I would drive you crazy.
Yeah, you would.
I would. Absolutely.
No, we would. I'm kidding. No, we would never leave our respective offices.
No, we would be talking to each
doing
other
this. In the apartment.
It's true.
Got your green screen? Mick, get your green screen. I mean, I'll meet you at the office that we built in the forest.
Yeah. Can you cook?
Can I? But you know I can't cook.
Well, then we're fucked. I don't know because I can't cook.
We're making a lot of pasta.
Yeah, we're making a lot of pasta. We're eating a lot of fast food.
Panera Bread is gonna know our names.
Yep, they will know us. They'll be like, "Oh, look, it's that gay couple." We're like, "No, we're not. We're just inept. We don't know how to cook." I mean, not if we were gay, that's not a problem. But
I wink
we're
at the respective cashier.
we're terrible excuses for adult men.
Yeah,
who
don't
can't-
worry. It's not what you think. We're in our mid-30s.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. He's building an arcade cabinet, but he
It's
can't
almost
boil
done.
an egg. He can't boil an egg. So
I keep burning them.
it's so weird.
You have to add salt to the water.
Yeah.
I've been adding
You know-
salt to the water I boil for a long time, and I still don't fully understand why.
I got nothing.
I do it.
We bought an egg machine that hard boils eggs for you from Amazon. It's awesome.
You got the unitasker, boy.
I said the same shit the day it got here, and then I was like, "I'm not fucking Alton Brown. I don't give it. Of course, it fucking does what I needed. It makes my egg. I don't care."
I was not to quote Alton Brown at you, Alton Brown, but yeah, that's so
You can
funny.
actually use it for other
I mean,
stuff.
if it's a unitasker that you use like all the fucking time, that's different. But,
Literally, like every day.
like the one
use it.
unitasker I own is a quesadilla maker. I love that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that would make sense. No, like I don't know. Like I get the Alton Brown thing where it's like, unitasker, don't want that, and I'm like, no, fuck you, dude. Like if
Salt
I use
lowers the boiling point of water. Holy shit! I had no idea.
oh, well then why would you want to do that?
Again, this is a science
boil
podcast.
faster?
Point number
Yep.
2.
The most science. That makes me sound like an idiot, being like I have the best science, the top most science in the world.
Speaking of idiots for the top science, we stream D&D on Monday and Tuesday on Twitch at
Yes.
7:30 p.m. Central. And you can join our Discord at discord.gg/Playotic Games. And that's where you can find us, hang out with us, tell us memes, let us know you found us.
Yeah.
That's that's us.
That is us. You can always drop potential podcast topics, questions if you just want to know something from me and Sumner and have us answer, like all the science we know,
Yeah.
yeah. Feel free.
We
And we're
have
more
a
than happy
file
to do
cabinet
it.
full of degrees.
Yes,
We're certified. You can
of
trust
course.
us.
Absolutely. And if you like the show, you're listening to the audio version, if you could drop us a review, it really helps us out and we absolutely appreciate it. There is my plug as per request from our producer that I say that people do that to help us. So
Thank you
yeah.
very much, everyone. And we'll see you next
Yes.
week.
Bye-bye.